This podcast was recorded on Ramangeri land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Welcome to Fleurieu Footy Podcast. I'm your host, Steve Costello. On this week's program, we will review the 2022 GSFL Grand Finals from last weekend, including A-grade reserves, Telstra Senior Colts and the Fleurieu Milk Junior Colts. We will have a chat with our special guest, Gianni Petrucci, McLaren A-grade premiership coach, who guided his team undefeated through the season, including the finals. We will look at all grades results from grand finals played 10 years ago. And as we transition from winter sports to summer sports like tennis and cricket, we also have the Sport of Kings, which has a big influence over the next couple of months, including the race that stops the nation, the Melbourne Cup. We will plug a local business who has had Group 1 success, finished second in a Caulfield Cup, and ran in the top 10 in a Melbourne Cup. This is our final program for the 2022. We'll be back bigger and better in 2023. We hope that you enjoy the show. Here are the 2022 Great Southern Football League Grand Final results for the A-grade reserves, Telstra Senior Colts and Fleurieu Milk Junior Colts. So on Saturday, the 17th of September 2022, the men's A-grade Grand Final was held at Goolwa Oval between McLaren and Willunga, and McLaren were victorious 11-13-79, defeating Willunga 5-5-35. Best players for McLaren, Todd McKay, Brett Ellis, Ashley Goodison, Jamie Smith, Lachlan Matthews and Luke Mitten. Goal kickers, Luke Mitten 3, Jay Mutton 3, D-Mar 2, and singles to Jay Grimley, C. Ellison and B. Charla. Best players for Willunga, Danny Juckers, Tyson Hoffman, Danny Irvine, Miles Warmington, Brett Meagle and Lachlan Scott. Goal kickers, D. Juckers 3 and singles to M. Warmington and S. Rennie. So congratulations to McLaren. They've been pretty outstanding all year, being undefeated, and they went through the finals undefeated and also won the grand final. It was pretty competitive to halftime and the conditions were pretty tough, but their form carried them through to a victory. So congratulations, and also well done to Willunga too for playing in their second grand final in a couple of years. Unfortunately, there's always a winner and a loser. So in the men's reserve grade grand final was between Willunga and Waiponga Sellicks. And in the final previously, Willunga cleaned up Waiponga Sellicks by a good 10 goals. But this was a bit of a form reversal, and Waiponga Sellicks were the premiers, 6-5-41, defeating Willunga 2-7-19. Best players for Waiponga Sellicks, Liam Partridge, Wade Hutchinson, Kane Spinks, Jackson Sampson, Thomas Grundy and Daniel Dyack. Goal kickers, R. Haverty, B. Vlugan, T. Grundy, S. Gerardo, DK and B. Hutchinson, all with one each. Best players for Willunga, Jake Shervington, Scott Brown, Tom Messenger, Ryan Collier, Cam Turner and Felix Beckers. And the goal kicker, there was one goal kicker, Jay Lawton, kicked 2. So congratulations to Waiponga Sellicks being the premiers, but also well done to Willunga for getting to the grand final. So the Telstra Senior Colts grand final saw Strathalbyn take on Waiponga Sellicks, and Strathalbyn were the victors, 7-7-49 to Waiponga Sellicks 5-10-40. So a bit of inaccurate kicking there may have cost them. Best players for Strathalbyn, Max Ferguson, Jack Wheaton, Jack Gilbert, Ashton Hoffman, Hunter McMurtry and James Scott. The goal kickers for Strathalbyn, M. Ferguson 2, singles to J. Richard Saunders, J. Gilbert, M. Hopkins, J. Wheaton and W. Sheriff. Best players for Myponga Selix, Jaden Hines, Sean Havers, Jai Dooley, Jaden Schlothy, Jet Thompson and Joshua Gerardo. Goal kickers for Myponga Selix, Joshua Gerardo 2, singles to H. Smith, J. Russell and D. Kenny. So congratulations to Strathalbyn, premiers in the Telstra Senior Colts for 2022, but also well done to Myponga Selix for a great season. They had the leading goal kicker and some pretty good players. So all's looking good for the future. So in the Fleurieu Milk Junior Colts Grand Final, it was the same as the Senior Colts, Myponga Selix taking on Strathalbyn. And Myponga Selix were the victors, 6-10-46 to Strathalbyn, 4-4-28. Best players for Myponga Selix, Tiger Barry, Taser Wright, Cody Hines, Jack Brown, Baxter Osmond and Nathan Siwak. Goal kickers, C. Hines 3, T. Gray, J. Noble and F. Harding 1 each. Best players for Strathalbyn, Kale Matthews Hampton, Camilo Brasilotto, Jock Ness, Aidan Phillip Sanders, Jeffrey Ayres and Phoenix Keatley. And the goal kickers, G. Ayres, N. Wees, B. Scott, K. Matthews Hampton, all 1 each. Congratulations to Myponga Selix, the premiers in the Fleurieu Milk Junior Colts. They had a pretty outstanding season with the leading goal kicker and also the association medalist. And they did that pretty well in the Senior Colts as well. But well done to Strathalbyn as well, being the runners-up. Unfortunately, as I said before, someone's got to lose and someone's got to win, but the future's looking pretty bright for both clubs coming through the junior ranks. So welcome back to Fleurieu Footy Podcast, Gianni Petrucci. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, Steve. Nice to be back on.
Yeah, look, thanks for your time. And look, a massive congratulations to you, your A-grade team, your footy club, because the 2022 season was pretty outstanding. Victory in the A-grade GSFL Grand Final last Saturday and remaining undefeated not only through the normal season but through the finals as well with some convincing wins, mate. Congratulations from me personally, and also I'm pretty sure all the GSFL will be shaking your hand too, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, look, it was. I mean, it probably took until yesterday for me to actually process it properly, and it was a bit surreal, to be honest with you. It was a fantastic season. I couldn't have asked for much more. If you would have asked me in December when we started last year, to, would you go through undefeated and win a flag, with this group of boys, I would have taken it every day of the week. So
yeah, absolutely.
Look, it's full credit to the playing group and everyone involved. Not just the playing group, but all the support staff. It's and the club. They've put in a lot of hard work to get us to this situation. So
yeah, sure. Now, mate, tell us a little bit as a coach. Give us an overview about last Saturday. How the actual day played out for you. From early morning through to the end of the day, because, for the first half, it was pretty competitive and the conditions were pretty tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I guess first things first, in the morning I woke up at 5 a.m, bolt upright, wide awake. So it was like no point trying to go back to sleep. So kept myself a bit busy in the morning, and I said to the wife, look, I can't just sit around. We've got to do something. So we went out and had a beautiful breakfast in McLaren Vale at Manor. And then from there, like I was really calm, and I don't get too nervous. But then we started driving up to the ground, and the drive up there, I just felt sick in the guts, real nervous. And I hadn't actually been that nervous for a long time. And I think, it's possibly because of the expectation. We were expected to win, and that probably contributed to it. So, yeah, I was crooking the guts all the way right up until about 5 minutes before the boys ran out. Then I sort of calmed myself knowing that I had to finish prepping them. So, our preparation was fantastic. The guys were really calm, and they had their music blaring like usual, and gives me a bloody headache with all that douche music. And then it was just about soaking in the moment. I sort of said to them, I pre-organised throughout the week for all of the players' families and loved ones to be out on the oval, near where the banner was, so that the players, when they ran out of the race, the first thing they saw was their loved ones.
Yep.
And I did that. I kept it secret from the players, and I just organised it with their families, and because I wanted the players to know that those people have been on the journey with them.
Yeah.
So they sort of, the boys love that, and I guess the way the game started was pretty typical for when we play Wollonga. We start a bit slow and they start well, and Sam Rennie always seems to kick the first goal of the game, and then we settle. But look, real credit to Mitch and his team. They had a red hot crack, and we kind of expected it. I knew after the second semi, they were probably going to come out pretty physical and try to throw us off our game, and they did. They did, and I told the boys that. I said, listen, they're probably going to go to another level and maybe try to ruffle your feathers a bit. Let's just remain calm and play footy. And we managed to get some free kicks early because the Wollonga boys were trying to ruffle us up. But yeah, they had a crack. Wollonga, they were fantastic. But I said to the boys at half time, they've played a lot of footy. We're fresh. They've thrown everything at us. Let's just keep sticking to the process, and the rest will take care of itself. And the third quarter was super to sort of go into the wind and come in a couple of goals up, set us up for a big last quarter, and then to be able to with 10 minutes to go know that probably the game was. Even though I had people coming over the box and trying to shake my hand, 10 minutes to go, I said, no, the game's not done yet.
Still in it.
Yeah, it probably wasn't until 5 minutes, I reckon, 5 minutes to go that I managed to relax and probably just enjoy the last 5 minutes. And, it was a pretty special occasion.
Yeah, good, mate. My question was, it was pretty tight until half-time, but did you say anything specifically to individual players or at half-time, or was it just a team focus?
Nah, very team focused. We, or teams within a team. I spoke to the back line about in the first half they let the ball get over the back a little bit, and Wollonga got a couple of goals that way. So we spoke to the backs about making sure the ball comes forward, and they did a tremendous job in the second half of doing that. The forwards, I said, look, it's not a great day for big forwards, but just keep competing. I thought Wollonga were better at ground level, at the fall of the ball, the front and centres in the first half. So I put it on my small forwards and my mids to work a bit harder to get front and centre.
Mitten was good in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was one that we put it on, not individually, but I just said to those small forwards, Mitten, Groves, Lockie Matthews, Billy Charla. I sort of said to all those boys, Daniel Marr, okay, guys, that's your go. I need you guys at the fall of the bigs. They're not getting outmarked, but, Wollonga are outnumbering us at the fall of the ball. So I need a lift. And in the third quarter, I think Daniel Marr got a goal. Lukey Mitten got a couple. Billy Charla did some important things. Lockie Matthews was tremendous all day. So, yeah, we got a lift from different guys throughout the day.
Yeah, well done, mate. Look, season's over. So do you start looking to next year?
Not yet, but soon enough. I think we've got presentations this Friday night. We'll enjoy that celebration again. And then, I'll do some exit interviews with the boys and work out who's sticking around and who might be seeking opportunities elsewhere. Hopefully, everyone wants to stick around and keep a taste of it. And then, we'll work out what it is that we need recruitment-wise. And we'll probably spend a month or so doing some recruiting and then hopefully get a couple of months off before we kick off again.
Okay, so to all the coaches, A-grade coaches in the GSFL, there's a bit of hardness for you that Gianni's back again next year.
Yeah. I am. I am. I've agreed to go again next year. Yep.
Good on you, mate. Look, thanks so much for coming on. You've been on a couple of times. Unfortunately, young Jack Fitzgerald pipped you at the quiz, but congratulations to him. Look, appreciate the insight, into what you've done during the year and also last week at the grand final. We hope to speak again in 2023 with you, mate. And once again, congratulations to the Footy Club.
Thanks, Cozzy. And, thanks for your support. And, I think like I said, Saturday, I think we're in a fantastic competition and, just little things like this podcast and other little things that go on to promote our competition are really important. So anytime, mate, more than happy to come back on.
Thanks, champion. Good on you. Talk next time. So here's the results for the GSFL Grand Final from 2012 for the A-grade reserves, senior and junior Colts. So in the men's A-grade Grand Final 2012, Langong Creek took on Yankalilla, and it was a pretty competitive game. Langong Creek were the premiers, 14 goals 993, defeating Yankalilla 11 goals 672. Best players for Langong Creek, R. Butler, T. Johnson, T. Haitley, L. McGregor, P. Sherwood, and A. Bassier. Goal kickers R. Butler 5, T. Johnson 2, singles to J. Kellogg, T. Haitley, J. Aston Place, T. Durham, L. McGregor, P. Sherwood, and M. James. Best players for Yankalilla, J. Brazier, K. Lode, L. Durden, J. Sidebottom, A. Hunt, and B. Hughes. Goal kickers R. Lewis Senior 5, M. Warmington 2, A. Borlace, P. Fiddock, L. Bradigan Fisher, and K. Lode 1 each. So in the men's reserves grade grand final 10 years ago, saw Wollonga take on Langong Creek. And once again, it was a pretty tight tussle. And Wollonga were the premiers there, 10 goals 868, defeating Langong Creek 7 goal 1052. Best players for Wollonga, A. Love, S. Dunleavy, B. Hugenak, A. McDonald, P. Roberts, and D. Wright. Goal kickers P. Roberts 3, D. Anderson 2, E. Bull 2, singles each to A. Love, D. Wright, and B. Hugenak. Best players for Langong Creek, N. James, B. King, G. McHughes, D. Raymond, P. Bray, and R. Lyon. Goal kickers S. Williams 2, L. Cooper 2, and singles to B. King and A. Cleggett. So Wollonga were the premiers for 2012 in the reserves grade. So in the Senior Colts Grand Final for 2012, saw Gould Port Elliot take on Wollonga in a nail-biter. Gould Port Elliot were the premiers, 4 goals 731, defeating Wollonga 4 goals 630 by 1 point. Best players for Gould Port Elliot R. Kleinig, F. Haywood, J. Davidson, J. Fry, S. Lawson, and M. Weiss. Goal kickers, 1 each to Z. Watson, H. Davidson, J. Shepherd, and J. Fry. Best players for Wollonga, L. Christensen, J. Cook, M. Ficken, D. Ross, P. Palumbo, and C. Nelson. Goal kickers, T. Iverson 2, and singles to D. McNichol and J. Docking. And there's a few familiar names there. Congratulations to Gould Port Elliot. 10 years ago, they were the premiers in a good result and a tight result. 10 years ago in the Junior Colts 2012 Grand Final, saw Victor Harbour take on Encounter Bay. And in another tight game, Victor Harbour were victorious, 9 goal 458, defeating Encounter Bay 7 goal 951. Best players for Victor Harbour, D. Stock, A. Williams, C. Bartlett, B. Barillo, J. McKinnon, and J. Oppie. Goal kickers, D. Stock 6, B. Barillo 2, and A. Williams 1. Best players for Encounter Bay, S. Bartlett, J. Crispin, T. Bonis, J. Willer, J. Schindler, and C. Sampson. Goal kickers, T. Pearsons 2, singles each to J. King, N. Marshall, S. Bartlett, T. Bonis, and B. Fuller. So congratulations, Victor Harbour were the premiers there and Encounter Bay the runners-up. And once again, there's a few familiar names now playing A-grade or higher or reserves in the GSFL or other leagues. It's time to plug a local business. Today's local business is Jake Stevens Racing. Current and successful racehorse trainer, breeder Jake Stevens. Jake shot to fame with his horse Alco Pop during the 2009 racing season, running 6th in the Melbourne Cup behind Shocking, and then going on with it over the next couple of years, winning Group 1s, winning the 2012 McKinnon Stakes, and finishing second to Dunedin in a Caulfield Cup. Their stable is up and about at the moment with good results over the last month and new foals being born as we speak. Jake Stevens offers a unique and personal ownership experience. His stables are situated in between Victor Harbour, Maiponga and Yankalilla in pristine countryside as per this photo. So if you're interested in a share of a racehorse which is local, please contact Jake via his Facebook page, Jake Stevens Racing. Contact him on his mobile 0407 524 299 or flick him an email jake.stevens2009@gmail.com. Remember to gamble responsibly.
Don't stop. Watch out now.